What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to Double Nickel, the show that runs down the hottest sneaker style memes and music news of the last 24 hours. And today is Tuesday, March 31st, 2015. And I had a cool little show for you guys today. We are talking about Jordan Brand previewing their summer retro releases. A$AP Rocky stunts heavy on Ben Trill yet again, and there might be a Kanye beef there. And of course, it's Tuesday, so it's our weekly Playa Haters Ball. Oh, hate. All that more is coming up next, so keep it locked.
Don't say a word to me.
That's some OG dirty boom bap in your life. That song is called The Rising, but some people are calling it When I Rise. Straight from Mr. Wonderful, Action Bronson himself, Flushing, right where the show's coming from, my bedroom, in my mom's crib. What? But enough of me being a loser that still lives with his mom. Let's just jump right into the hottest news of the last 24 hours. First up on deck is the Supreme by Nike SB GTS collection, for which some more images dropped today. In all honesty, these are sneakers that you can pick up at the children's place for your girl's little dude for $25 at most. These are sneakers for toddlers, and kids are still gonna be waiting in line for these sneakers just because they say Supreme on them. Don't be those stupid kids, man. I'm not a Supreme hater by any means, but some shit they put out hits and other shit misses. I mean, are these decent looking sneakers? Sure. Would I wear them? Sure. When I want to be a normcore fashion weirdo, which is like 3 times a year. Would I ever pay for these? Hell no, man. I can spend $90 on something way better than these joints. $90 is like 2 drinks at One Oak. 2 drinks at One Oak is like 45 extra followers. 4 and 5 are 2 numbers. 5 minus 4 equals 1. One Oak, stay woke. If you still want to cop these glorified Payless sneakers, keep a lookout for them dropping sometime late in May. But keeping with sneaker news, Jordan Brand previewed their summer retro release lineup, and it looks like the summer of 2015 is going to be a big year for the 6s and the 7s. We're finally seeing the 6 low silhouette, which had the internet going nuts for a while, but we're also getting the Bordeaux 7 again, which is my favorite pair of 7s, right behind my Flints, and then probably my #1 grail, the Hair 7, which is rumored out in May. That's right, those are new images of the Hair 7s that are slated to drop. Obviously, they're an absolute must cop. I passed up on them back in 2008 when they came in the pack, mostly because I was a broke boy in high school at the time. I can now say I ain't passing up on them again. But back to summer retro preview, the 9s that are releasing are okay, I guess. I'm still on the fence about those Space Jam 5s, but the Spizikes and the Son of Mars are way too corny for me. Definitely passing on those, and I won't even think twice about it. Never. Fusion silhouettes are like half step above Team Jordans. Like, those are just straight fucking garbage, man. Trash. From one piece of pure trash to another, A$AP Rocky elaborated on his Multiply Ben Trill and Hood by Air diss with none other than Long Island's last hope for cool, Hoodie Allen, Joe LaPuma of Complex Magazine. In the cover story interview, Rocky states that brands didn't acknowledge him as a pioneer for putting them on, stating, "The people behind the brands didn't acknowledge me as a pioneer because I didn't sit down and create the name Hood by Air with Shane Oliver. I'm taking full credit for that brand. For anyone knowing anything, yes, I'm taking credit for that. I liked it when I was way younger. It had a little run here and there, but nobody ever really kicked it off. I knew Shane on a personal note. I was like, yo, let's bring this shit back. It took me years. Shane's stubborn. He'd give me a sweater 1 year, a t-shirt 1 year. It was like that. I have a lot of shit from him back in the day, and I'd say after Peso, because we have Hood by Air in the Peso video. By the time it hit in 2012, 2013, he was ready because I was out there in the field. I just made that shit look jiggy. While I'd love to, as the kids say, do a stunt on Rocky for taking credit for the brand and for his completely nonsensical argument, the truth is that if Kanye had made this shit pop the way that Rocky did, all the Yay Hive would be riding Kanye's dick talking about how he's such a visionary. Back in 2012 and 2013, Rocky was way more intertwined with streetwear culture than Kanye West, for sure. If you don't believe me, whatever exactly happened to Pastel? Exactly. Kanye is too far removed from real people to understand streetwear culture and invests much more of his time into being a high fashion innovator who hasn't innovated shit. Anyways, back to Rocky talking about that other brand, Ben Trill. When Rocky was asked to elaborate on the brand particularly, Rocky didn't want to talk about shit. Now, what I'm about to say is totally my own opinion and not fact. This is me doing my best Skip Bayless impersonation, drawing conclusions that aren't exactly there, but I'm about to do it anyways. All right, so Rocky dissed Ben Trill heavily on the Multiply song.
Yeah. I ain't really fucking with that Ben Trill. Swear them niggas booty like tip drill. Nah, I ain't really into throwing shots, but these motherfuckers better give me my props or the pot.
One of Binge Trill's owners is Virgil Abloh, who is good friends, if not best friends, with Kanye West. From what I've read on bullshit forums, Kanye has freeze Rocky out of some shit here and there, and I'm not saying there's a full-on beef, but there seems to be some kind of divide there. I'm just saying for ASAP to basically spit a monologue on Hood by Air and then to say nothing about Binge Trill, it feels like my man was advised not to say anything at all about Binge Trill, which is a smart move for his career. Of course, this is me just stating some bullshit hypothetical. The way the rap game goes nowadays, these two will probably be best friends tomorrow and have 4 new tracks dropping. I don't know. It's Tuesday though, so you know what that means.
Oh man, hey.
Yes, that's right, it's our weekly Player Haters Ball, where I hate on anything and everything that irked me in any kind of way for the last week. And for this week, what do you know? It's rappers that don't know shit about fashion talking about how they are fashion. Now, being a celebrity will afford you the opportunity of having more opportunities. So you get to see a side of high fashion from a different perspective. In most cases, a more glamorous perspective than the average working Joe. As a rapper who sits front row at fashion shows, I mean, this shit looks dope. I mean, dope clothes on hot models and a lot of after parties. What's not to love about fashion? I mean, these are high-end designers, right? It's not like they'd ever have like a sweatshop. And if they did, it's definitely like off somewhere in out of sight, out of mind Indonesia. I mean, like, not to say like 386 Broadway in the heart of Tribeca. Oh, but I mean, that's no big deal. I mean, rappers are supposed to just wear the clothes and look good in fashion shoots for magazines because, as I'm sure many of you know, magazines run extremely smoothly. And there isn't 16-hour workdays being put in by hardworking, underpaid, full-time freelancers at magazines who don't get any health insurance. Oh, did I say underpaid? I'm sorry. I meant to say not paid at all because, you know, internships are all about experience. You know, you have to experience 16 hours workdays for free before you graduate with a degree that has no relevance to fashion whatsoever and you become the magazine's slave. Sorry, did I say slave? What I meant to say is unpaid freelancer who has to mandatorily come into the office Monday through Saturday. Oh, but I mean, Monday through Saturday for free? What young adult could ever afford that while living in New York City? I mean, the only way that seems logical is if that young adult was getting support from their well-off parents, but rich people would never try to help their children like that, would they? That would just give their kids who may be undeserving of an opportunity the opportunity to gain more experience than, say, the young adult who has to work a full-time job because they need to make money and support themselves. And when both of these young adults interview for the same position and one gets hired for having far more experience than the other because they didn't have to support themselves, then that feels as if it may be a type of systematic oppression that only caters to the rich. But rappers are fashion. They know it all. There aren't any problems in the fashion world because rappers don't see them. So it's all motherfucking roses for rappers. They are fashion. That's it. That's all for Tuesday, March 31st. If you like the show, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so I can put out some more of these. Obviously, you guys can go ahead and comment and tweet me at WNICKEL_. Remember, we're talking about everything relevant in sneakers, style, memes, and the music world. So go ahead and hit me with anything you'd like me to speak on, and I'll get it on the show and get you on the show with a little Twitter box thing. The show was supposed to be daily, but to be completely honest, it's hard as fuck to put the show up every single day. So I'll see where this all goes from here, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow, though, for sure. No bullshit. Later.